Let's get it. Let's go.
So suspenseful.
All right, guys, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to another episode of Alpha Talk, man. Today we have a special guest, right? Miss Jessica J. But before I introduce her, guys, come in the chat, give me a one if you can see us and hear us clearly. If you can see us, you can see me and hear me clearly, give me a one in the chat. Give me a one in the chat. If you can see me and hear me clearly, give me a one in the chat before we get into the show. I see you, Jabril. Let me see the ones in the chat. Let me see the ones. Let me see the ones. I see you, Aaron Torres. I see you, Los. Here come the ones. Here come the ones. I see you, Phoenix. I see you, Ronaldo. Here we go. Okay. I see you, Angel. I see you, Scooby. I see you, Frank. Guys, it's Alpha Talk, and I'm with Jessica J. Let's get it. So, Jessica, introduce yourself.
Hi. No, I'm just kidding. Hi, I'm Jessica J. I don't know if you guys know who I am. I am a dating coach for men, former marriage and family therapist, former Playboy radio show host, and now I am here with y'all. Thank you for having me.
Perfect, man. Nice to have you. Nice to have you. So my first question, let's jump into it. Let's get into the show.
Let's do it.
Jessica,
What
do you attest to your success on YouTube?
What do I attest? That's like such a big question because people always think I'm a YouTuber, but I've been running my business now for probably 10 years. I really just think it's fantastic editing. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, guys really like hearing the female side of things. And granted, there's plenty of, great female dating coaches out there, but I like to give like, hey, this is what it's like for women on the receiving end. This is the shit we don't tell you. This is the shit you will never hear women say after they've ghosted you. So I really like providing that perspective on it, alongside with why we women do the dumb shit we seem to be doing sometimes. So I think guys really like hearing how dumb women really are, but also like how what they do affects us in ways that they won't hear or probably haven't heard before. So probably that.
So what would you say, like how has coaching men impacted you in the last or however long you've been doing this?
Oh Lord. You know what? I always say that men are, again, I was a therapist I was a marriage and family therapist. So I worked with kids, I worked with men, I worked with women. But I really like men because I feel like men are so much more cerebral, and men really love the steps, right? Men love hearing, hey, do X, Y, Z, try it out and let me know how it goes. Women, I am a woman. We very much are like, oh my God, why did this happen? I can't believe he did it. Like, what does it mean? And for all my friends in the industry who coach women, a lot of them say that I really just feel like I'm a sounding board. I really feel like I'm just a therapist. Whereas with men, it feels so much more fulfilling to see men listen and do the shit that I tell them to do, and then they do it, and then they see what happens. It's nice. And you're a coach as well. Like, it could be really discouraging to work with clients and they're not doing the shit you tell them to do, right? Or they're not getting the results that they want, that you're trying to help them with. So working with men has just made me it's really made me appreciate men so much more and appreciate our differences so much more, because really that's all it is. We're just different. We're no better than the other, right? But helping one another learn the differences, it's definitely made me appreciate men a lot more.
So would you say, so for me, I feel like one of the things I love about working with men, obviously I'm a man, but I love being able to give tough love. So do you think that women don't accept tough love as the same way as men do, or they just kind of reject it?
That's a good question. Did you say, do I think women don't accept tough love as much as? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I will say that men, and I have had clients call me out on, hey, listen, I don't need you to sugarcoat anything. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, I still don't want them to feel like shit. I don't want them. Just last night, I was screaming at my clients about how fucking stupid he looked. And then I was like, oh shit, like, I'm so sorry. Like, he's like, no, I need to hear it. So do I think women aren't as open to it? I think... that's a hard question. I think men are so much harder on themselves, to be honest. So in a way, y'all can be gluttons for that constructive criticism in ways that women just want somebody to make them feel like, okay, I've got somebody in my corner and this person understands me and I'm not a bad person. Whereas men are like, tell me how I'm bad. And you're like, okay, here's all the bad shit you do. So it definitely is a difference that took some, that I really, really appreciate in regards to working with men.
Dope. All right, guys, we about to jump into the show. But before we jump into the first question, before we jump into the topic today of what women really want, guys, flood the comments with twos. I want to make sure you guys are excited. Let me see some twos in the chat. Can y'all hear me and see me? Let's go, twos. I see you, Jay. There we go.
I love it.
I see you, Jabril. Where the twos at? I see you, Frank. I see you, Magic. I see you, Jose. I see you, Han Solo. There we go.
I'm so happy to see a bunch of my regulars on here too, guys.
All right, man. Let's get into the show.
Okay, let's do it.
The question of the day is, since most men, we trying to crack our heads to figure it out. What do women really want from men?
I will say this. We women say we want XYZ. I have so many girlfriends that ended up in relationships with dudes that they're like, oh, I just wanted a sensitive guy who would just understand my feelings. I was open with his feelings. And these dudes are just another girlfriend. And now they're not fucking their husbands for years now. And then they wonder why they're cheating on these dudes. What do women really want? Women want men to be men, period. It's so funny because I just watched a video of yours before we jumped on. You saying this idea of, to have your own life, I think all of us want a man who has a life that he looks at us and is like, okay, I would love to open my life up to her. So many men think that women need to be saved and women need to be catered to and women need to be flooded with X, Y, Z. And that's just not the case. We want somebody that makes us feel like you've added to our lives. No woman wants to save a man's life. No woman wants to be another mother. So many guys come in, they're like, oh, I want to give her X and give her Y, and that you're treating her like a child. I always say a lot of men treat women like plants or kids. Like if I give her all this shit, all this time, all this attention, all these gifts, eventually she'll give back like a tree. It'll give back some flowers or plants or fruits, or like a kid. Eventually they'll turn around and give me money back. That's not what it is. We want to be seen as individuals while you have your own individual life as well.
So why do you think there's a conflict? Because a lot of men still believe that that's what they should be doing. And a lot of girls have this persona that they want this from men. And then when they actually get it, like you said, it's not what they really want. So who is misleading who? Where
think, you know what? I think it's kind of like men think women think like men and women think men think like women. When you look at their fantasies, men have a fantasy of seeing some hot chick and she licks her lips and looks at him and then she yanks him into the bathroom. They fuck. Women have this fantasy of she sees this guy and he's so hot and he looks at her and then she walks away and then he chases her and she's like, no, oh my God, stop. I'm not ready. And he's like, I don't care. I have to have you. She's like, no. And he's like, well, here's all these gifts. Women, like, everybody's really dumb and unrealistic in regards to what the other person is really going to do for them. And I think men see these fantasies women have of, like, you know, I think of Ryan Gosling in The Notebook and Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic. These were men who stopped at nothing to have a woman. And she even had a boyfriend. Like, and men are like, that's what I have to do. That's what women want. And women also think they want this, but no woman wants somebody who is going to placate to her and give her all this shit without anything in return. I have no idea why that is the fantasy. I think, but if you look at it, these were men who were just they were so settled in their own lives that they didn't really need a woman, but it's like, I have to have that woman. So that's like every woman's fantasy, that a man is going to be like so fucking awesome on his own, but then he's going to see what's missing in his life when he looks at her. That is what women want. A man who has a life like that and then looks at us and is like, oh, she's the missing piece. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it's a lot of Disney, everybody, like you said, everybody's stupid. Everybody has unrealistic expectations of.
Pretty much. Yeah. Everybody's just dumb. That's what it is. Everybody's fucking dumb until they talk to me or you.
Right. Perfect. So my next question. What are some things men think women want that are actually false?
I mean, kind of like what I just talked about. I have so many guys. You know what? I was on God bless my clients from last night. I had a client who was sitting there for about 5 minutes trying to talk about this and trying to talk about that. And I had to stop. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Just talking about this random ass shit. And he goes, well, I'm trying to see which topic she likes. Like, you will run yourself to the ground trying to find out what women like. It doesn't matter what women like or what women want. The best thing you could do for yourself is figure out what the fuck you like, what the fuck you want. Yeah. And then when you have that, the women who are worthy of your time and fall in line with that, those are the ones you're going to attract. So I think you said, what is a misconception men have about what women want? The misconception is that you even have to care. And I feel bad saying that because I am a woman. But the misconception, I tell guys all the time, you don't have to know how women think. You don't have to know what women want. There's plenty of guys out there who don't know fuck all about women and they still get women and they don't care.
It tends to be always the guy who's living his own lane, does what he wants, and women tend to be more attracted to that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Some of the men I've been most attracted to have known nothing about women. Like, wait, you get your period every month? Like, are you fucking serious? You didn't know that? Like, again, you guys don't need to know what women want. And that's the misconception, that you even need to know.
Okay, perfect, man. Perfect. Guys, I'm putting Jessica's channel in the chat. Make sure she's giving y'all the game. Make sure you guys are checking out her channel. So let's get to the next question. What are the first things, and you are a woman, what are the first things women notice in a man?
I mean, I'll tell you right now, while y'all are more visual creatures, you know, we're not y'all can get hung up on a girl. She's so hot, you're going to make her, you know, I'll make it work. I have so many clients who are like, but she's really fucking hot. Like, she treats you like shit. Women, we don't let you get away with being that good looking for too long. So fine, while it may be something we notice, women are so much more, I like to say women pay attention more to their feelings in the moment. Y'all are taught to fight through it. And I really feel like, you know, we've been helping our boys, you know, get better in touch with their feelings. But women are okay with paying attention to it more. So if we know off the bat that, yeah, you're fucking sexy, but you're speaking really negatively about the waiter, or maybe you've got like, you're posturing weird, or maybe you're like stuttering or rocking back and forth, we will notice that, because that to us, anything that is off kilter is dangerous to us. I was talking to my clients last night about how y'all men will sit through anything like that, or you'll be curious about it. Because if you heard a sound back in the day, you're like, oh, that could be food. You guys run to it to see if you could hunt it down and use it for resources. We sat there and we're like, oh my God, that could kill me. Whatever it is, it'll probably kill me. So we ran the fuck away. So we pay attention and we notice our energy with you first and foremost, which is why we always say, you know, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So fine, we might notice what you look like. That'll get your foot in the door. But I've had so many good-looking dudes come up to me and say dumb ass shit, and I was like, oh God, I hate that. I hate that I even looked at you.
Yeah.
So I always tell the guys, women are so much more forgiving about your looks and where you are in your life and how broke you are. As long as you know that, hey, this is what I want for myself. Let me see if you're even worth my time. As long as you have that attitude, we women will notice, and that's the shit that draws us to you.
So I kind of agree and disagree.
Go for it. I want to hear it.
I agree in the terms of looks get you in the door, but I also believe that women are more forgiving to men they're more attracted to. So let's say you have a guy.
Absolutely.
Let's say you have a guy who's a 6 and a guy who's a 10 that you think is a 10. You just head over the heels for him, right?
Yeah.
You are probably going to be more patient and give him more chances than the guy that who you just see as a 6 and he's not really doing it for you. So,
I mean, you're saying that now, but that's not my experience.
I think for a lot of guys, they could say differently. A lot of guys have great personality.
Here's the thing. You sound very keen on how to attract a man because men are very forgiving, but we will forgive a dude who is very good looking and makes a lot of money. I'll say that right now. I have so many girlfriends who are like, well, fuck, he drives a Ferrari. Fine, he's short. Fine, he's only got 3 teeth, but let me hang in there. And eventually it doesn't last. Why? Because we can only do so much. I was talking to a dude, God bless him. I hope he's not watching. I was talking to a dude, super fucking fine, a venture capitalist, but he had the worst English and he couldn't even understand, like he couldn't appreciate how fucking hilarious I really am because I couldn't even really tell my jokes. And it could not go past a few weeks because again, we women, that's why we get into relationships. We come for the bond, you know, y'all. When we have sex, we have that flood of oxytocin. When we have babies, we have that flood of oxytocin. That's the stuff that keeps us hooked. You guys, it's not so much, but I will say that, yeah, we will be more forgiving, but it can only get you so far.
All right. So who do you think, if everything was equal, women would choose? Is it the man?
If everything was equal.
Let's say personality was the same, what they had going on was the same. Who would they choose? The guy they were more attracted to, or?
Yes. So if you're telling me some dude that I thought was fine as fuck, hilarious, makes it feel so good, and I'm so attracted to him, and there's another dude like that with the same personality, but he's not as attractive, I'm always going to go for exactly what I want. And I always say that y'all are entitled to physical attraction. So many people think it's so shallow. No, we're entitled to want what our eyes want. We're entitled to want what our bodies want. And I'm not saying that, you know, one is better than the other. I'm saying women are more forgiving and women really appreciate the emotional connection so much more and really look for it because that's the stuff that keeps us hooked on you.
All right. It's just in my experience and me teaching guys, the better looking you are, the more women are willing to turn the cheek for.
But that's everybody, isn't it? The better looking you are, XYZ. That's just the name of the game, unfortunately. And I'm saying that, quote unquote, not generically looking, like, you know, regular ass looking dudes can look sexy as hell too.
Right. Okay. Great. Okay. My next question for you. Why do women start chasing when men stop caring?
That's easy. I just did my last video on this because it's one of those things, and this is a very simple concept of you overdoing anything will feel overwhelming. If you are giving more than I'm giving more, if you have more attention and investment in this, it's literally going to feel overwhelming. And women are so black and white with feelings in the beginning, especially. So if you are overwhelming us, that's bad. We want to get the fuck away from you. So the second you pull away, what you're doing is you're never relieving that pressure. Any relief of pressure is going to feel good. So that's literally giving her the time and the ability to feel good about you because you were literally taking your fucking foot off her neck. Well, I'm giving you gifts. I'm giving you good morning texts. I'm asking how your day is. Like, if I'm not giving you the same energy in return, you're giving too much. And giving too much feels like pressure. That doesn't feel good. Nobody likes feeling pressured by anybody. So the second you take that pressure away is the second you now give me the ability to feel relief. And in that relief, women now have the space and the time to think about the good shit that you did have to offer. And you did. You clearly had some good shit to offer if you made it into her life to be able to do that at all. So that's why we come chasing back.
So my question to you is, don't you think women have responsibility in that deception? Because, you know, the persona is, I want all this from a guy. And you complain about when the guy's not giving you this, and this. But when he does, you pull away. And then the guys who don't, you're more attracted to him. So it's like men are confused. Who do we listen to?
Here's the thing. We want what we want from the person we want. From the person we want. It's not the things. Things are interchangeable, right? Gifts, time, attention. If it's not from the person we want, it doesn't fucking matter. So we got to know who you are as a person. We have to like that person. If we don't give fuck all about that person, the more you give is not going to matter. Sure, that stuff is always nice. Everyone likes feeling wanted, right? Everyone, even if you don't like them too, it's nice getting attention. Like, everyone likes that shit.
Okay, that's the issue. That's the issue. Women want attention, so they welcome attention from men they don't want, and that's misleading to men who you're not really attracted to. So you might accept his attention. He's taking that as, oh, she's actually giving me a chance, when in reality, you're just wanting his attention. So why aren't women more clear and honest about that? That you just
why would they be? Why would they be?
So okay, so is it fair that it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. So okay, let's say a guy might not see nothing serious with this girl. Isn't it okay for him just to sleep with her? Until
Say that again. Say that again. I didn't hear you.
So you said, why wouldn't women want to just get a man's attention? So isn't it fair that a man, hey, let's say I find this girl to be okay, but I don't want nothing serious with her. Why isn't it okay that I just sleep with her a few times? And
that's
then,
totally fine.
But hey, now I'm a bad person because I just wanted to smash a couple of times.
That's who? Why would you be a bad person?
But these are the standards society have on men.
Man, whatever. Here's the thing, and this is what I always say: you're entitled to exactly what you want, and if you're clear about it, that's good on you. If you're unclear about it, don't expect it all to be roses and candy when they find out that they were misled, or that y'all didn't communicate, or they made up their own assumptions because you didn't want to be clear. You're entitled to that. If you want to sleep, I have plenty of clients who are like, yeah, I'm sleeping with her. I don't really like her. I'm not that attracted to her. That's fine. Did you let her know? Well, then don't blame her when she goes fucking crazy.
But isn't it the same thing as
it's the same thing with dudes? It's the same thing.
Is when a woman is not telling a guy that she doesn't know why he's serious with him?
It's the same thing.
So it's fair. So if you're going to use my attention, okay, perfect.
That's what I'm saying. It's all fair game. And you know what? And I will say this. I feel like women are so much less inclined to be upfront. I feel like men, and I give men a lot of credit, men being able to say, hey, listen, I'm not looking for anything serious. I enjoy spending time with you. And, you know, I'm just not trying to be in a relationship with you. I give men so much more credit because I hear about men saying that so much more than women saying, hey, you know, I just really like getting attention from you. I'm not looking for anything serious. I really like these gifts. Keep them coming. Women won't say that because women are afraid to piss off the wrong guy. Women are very afraid to piss off a man that is interested in them. Because like I always say, heightened testosterone creates arousal and creates violence. So there's a very thin line. If you watch any true crime documentary, murder mystery, a lot of the times these women have been murdered by men that really wanted to be with them. So no, women will not speak up sometimes because we are afraid to piss off the wrong guy. I have plenty of girlfriends who are like, he won't stop like sending me shit. And I keep telling him I'm not interested in him. But you know, it's again, y'all are so much more capable of speaking up. I think, I don't even want to say capable. Y'all are so much, you're so very prided on speaking up for yourselves and going after what you want and keeping things, you know, no, I don't want this. This is what I want. Women, when it comes to men, you know, granted, very progressed as a society, but I'm sorry, women are still pussies when it comes to speaking up for what they really do and don't want when it comes to men, either in the workplace or in the whole seduction dance.
Okay. Like that. Nice. Nice. Anyways, okay. So tell the guys, Jessica. Give the guys a few tips on how to know if a girl likes you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so unfortunately, guys, you will never have to guess if she really does like you. So that's so many. I feel like women do this too. But I got it. He texted me. Like, no, like if it is not equal, it's not happening. I always say that one thing that you really do need to know, if a woman is proactive in contacting you, proactive in seeing you, she likes you, you know? Because like I said, women usually won't go, I think we talked about this before we got on, women usually won't go out of their way for a man, especially if you're not, maybe you haven't even met, or maybe you've only been on a date or two. If she's the one going out of her way, she really likes you. But guys, if you have to ask, usually you shouldn't be asking. Sometimes they want to know if like their friend's girlfriend likes them, or if, you know, their boss likes them. Then then these are situations where, yeah, it kind of applies where she's the one being proactive in the communication and the contact.
So I tell guys, you know how much a girl likes you based on how quickly she makes herself available, right? So
yes,
this is the thing though, Jessica. Like, go ahead. A lot of women will say, yes, I want to go out with you.
All the time.
Yes, but then leave the guy on through text messages for 3 weeks. So what I tell guys is this: ask her out. If she makes herself available within a week, that means she's interested. If she has to figure out if she's going to be available in the next 3 months to see you, then her interest is probably low. But this is what a lot of women do.
Yeah. Right? Which, first of all, if a woman has to wait months, if a woman is okay waiting more than a week to see you, forget it. Just fucking forget it. Because like you said, we will make ourselves available for the men that we like. Like you don't even have to fucking ask me. If you ask to take me out, are you free Thursday or Friday? And I'm not free Thursday or Friday, you bet your ass I'm getting on the phone. I'm canceling some shit. It's happening. And if a woman cancels and you're like, well, shit, she's probably not that into me. If she's the one who's proactive about like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like this came up. I'm actually free this day. Like, can we do that? That's let her make it up to you. So many guys are like, no, she canceled. No, I'm not gonna be that guy. Like, yo, if she's being proactive, you know, shit happens. We all have lives. I'm pretty sure you want a woman who has a life, you know, and is serious about the things that she cares about enough to be like, oh God, I got to take care of this thing. I'm so sorry. Let me make it up to you. Then that's a woman that you should keep around.
Yeah, but I just think a lot of guys fall for the okie doke, right? Because this is it. Like, okay, so this is another thing. I think a lot of women play the filler, right? They use men as a filler. She might not be available to see him now, but he's a suitable option in the future. Right. So she might can't go on a date with you now, but she might can squeeze you in a couple of weeks. That's why she wants to get to know you through text, a bunch of BS. Like, so if she ain't making herself available to see you in person, then I think this girl is not the one for you. Okay?
You know what? I will also challenge you, because a lot of men aren't making a woman feel emotionally compelled to meet them. You know, how many dudes think it's okay enough to be like, hey, what's up? How are you? Let's just meet in person. Do you know how dangerous it is for women to meet strange men in public that we know nothing about, or that we don't feel compelled to meet? And guys are just like blown away that women just won't come meet up with them.
But this is the issue. Dating for men is an economical decision. Every time he goes out with a woman, he has to spend his money. So men are trying to not waste their time and figure out if this girl is trying to meet up or not.
Granted, which is exactly why I teach men how to more effectively talk to women in their messages, because too many guys copy and paste, like, hey, what's up? What are you doing? I'm a really nice guy. I really like this about you. Let me take you. No, that's not what, man. If you're not making me laugh in that fucking message, you are not making me get out of my house to come meet you, period. And so many men don't know how to come off as who they truly are. women don't need to wait around to meet you and see if you're a great guy nowadays. We have too many fucking options. If you are not catching my attention from the fucking door, then there's the door.
But then, okay, here we go. Thank you for saying that. So this is why I disagree. You just said if he doesn't catch your attention within the door, then it's no point. But some women will still talk to this guy who's being funny with no intentions of ever meeting him. So don't you think it's more effective for men to try to go on a date with a woman, see if she's actually ready to meet as quick as possible? Because she'll text you. She'll talk to you for a week or two, laugh at your jokes, and then tell you, I have a boyfriend. Women do this.
I've heard. I'm always so blown away that people do this. It's so deceiving. Again, if she's not meeting you within the weekend, fucking move on. That's what I say. If my clients are talking to these girls for more than a week, move the fuck on. She's using it for attention. She's probably married.
Perfect.
You need to be asking these women out. How many dudes I've really enjoyed talking to have never fucking asked me out? So we've just never met. We've just never gone anywhere. Y'all have to ask these chicks out, though. If you know that you have a connection, you're laughing, fucking ask me out. The only people, sometimes the only dudes who are shooting their shot have very bad intentions. So if you know you've got good intentions, you've got a great connection, you're making her laugh, fucking get her out.
So okay. Now let's discuss this. We were discussing before. So don't you think more women should go out of their way and pursue men?
I mean, that's a very leading question. Don't I think women should? No, I don't, because again, it's not safe. I'll tell you what, I approached a strange man on the street asking where the coffee shop was one morning, and he started rubbing my shoulders, talking about you don't have a boyfriend here, do you? I could be your boyfriend right now. It is not safe for us. No, I don't think women should go out of their way. I don't have ninja skills. I don't have a gun in public. No, I'm not going out of my fucking way.
But if women don't want to go out their way, then it's only fair.
I'm not saying women shouldn't go out of their way. And I don't think it should be one way or another. I just don't think men should have to sit here all cynical and bitter because women aren't approaching them. And that's what a lot of guys are doing, being super cynical, super bitter that women aren't pushing things forward because they are not successful in moving things forward.
But the issue with that is this is where guys have a problem. Guys have chosen to wait because they have seen how women treat specific guys. So this is women's fault, in my opinion. You treat certain men a certain way, and then the rest of men see how you treat specific men and say, hey, if you don't treat me how you treat this man, I'm good. So if most women, in my opinion, will pursue a guy that they find really attractive. So when a man doesn't see that from a woman, he's thinking, okay, she doesn't really like me like that. I don't want to waste my time.
But it's
that if women treated every man fairly, if you approach every guy you had interest in, any kind of interest, then when men can say, okay, she might like me, but you have certain rules for certain men.
But here's the thing, to say that men should wait around for the women that like them first, why don't you get clear on what you want, what you're interested in, and why don't you be proactive in seeing if this woman is worth your time? I don't understand.
No, so I agree. No. I don't think men should not approach, but I think women should approach just as
well.
Yes, because hey, if you're gonna say, hey, I'm not having as much success I want with men, take it into your hands to say, hey, I think this guy is cute.
Sure. I am totally down with women approaching more. I am not saying that I don't think women should approach. I am saying that I understand why women don't approach. And if men don't understand, they're going to really become bitter and cynical when it's really just we're just trying to make connections here. We're just trying to find people. The disconnect is that it has to be men versus women. Really, we're just trying to find somebody, And I think to sit there and look at it well, women are supposed to do this and men are supposed to do that. I think at the end of the day, you just need to ask yourself what you're okay with doing and not doing, what you do want for yourself. And you better fucking know how to go after it once you figure that out.
So I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
All right. And guys, make sure you guys are checking out her channel. Link is in the chat. So let me ask you this. Why do women sleep with some guys faster than they do others?
Me and my girlfriends have this running joke that if I sleep with you fast, it means I don't fucking like you. It means I don't see you as marriage material. I don't see you as relationship material. If I really like you, then I'm going to want you to think that I am this like sacred, like virginal, like I'm somebody who's like worth waiting for. Because women are very aware that as much as I hate to say this out loud, women are very aware that the one thing we really have is that you want the puss, right? What do we really have to offer besides, you know, our personalities and our love and care and the puss? Y'all prize the puss. Y'all are crazy before you get the puss, and we're crazy after you get the puss. We're just trying to hold off our crazy. So and I always tell.
So isn't that kind of contradictory? If you make the men that you really want to be with wait for sex, but you don't make the men how think about it. If a man wants something serious with you long term, and you slept with this dude on the first date, but you want to make me wait, you're automatically disqualified to him.
Well, why would you know about who I'm sleeping with on the first date?
That's what I'm saying. Women do this. Women sleep with some guys fast, and they don't sleep with some guys fast. What I'm saying is this.
You know what? I will say I can't speak for all women. I know a lot of women who nowadays will sleep with a dude on the first date, no problem. Even if they like him, even if they don't. There are women that there are a lot of people that will sleep with people on the first date because they're like, I gotta show him that I'm super down and I really like him and I want to show him that like I got the great puss and he's good. This is what he's gonna get the rest of his life. I can't speak for all women. In regards to women sleeping with men faster, I will say that we will feel more compelled to sleep with a man that we have super chemistry with. There's been plenty of times I've had crazy chemistry with a dude, but I didn't really get to know him. But like, fuck, we had a great fucking time. I'm down to get down right now. And the next morning, I'm like, this is kind of weird. But then there's times I go on dates with dudes. We have great chemistry, and he's also partner material. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna put this off a little bit. Again, I can't speak for all.
That's not fair to men. Because
what do you mean by fair?
Because okay, so you're giving the guy that you make wait 3 months or however long, and the guy you make wait the first day the same vagina. Like he's getting the same vagina. Like it's like this is how men think.
Vagina. The vagina is not the prize.
This is how men think. This is how men think. For a woman's purity, right? This is we require loyalty because you're pure. Okay. Right. We want you to be pure and be only for us.
Right.
If you choose to now, some days I'm gonna sleep with this guy on the first date. Some days I'm gonna make this guy wait.
But like,
he's like, what is he doing?
You're talking about when we're together. If I meet you and I like you and I'm now holding off, you think that I'm going around sleeping with other dudes while I'm making you wait? Is that what you're saying?
Is guys know that women will sleep with some guys faster. And they will not sleep with some guys faster. What a man is now thinking is, okay, most women are now disqualified from anything long term because since you have the ability to not be pure one day and then choose to be pure one day, that's not fair to him because he's giving you the same protection, he's providing for you, and you giving the same dude the pussy one day.
So you're saying women who have put out fast don't deserve a man who's willing to.
No, what I'm saying is, I believe if you find me attractive and there's sex on the first date, perfect. Yeah. I know you'll clear interest in me. What I'm saying is, I don't see the logic in making men that you really want to be with wait for sex. It makes no sense to me.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to men, but to women, it makes sense. I don't even know how to like communicate that to you, except that we women are aware that y'all see women who put out very fast as a type of way. Am I right? You're mentioning, if a girl goes and does that, why would she deserve this? That's looking at women a type of way for putting out.
I only feel that way if it's consistent.
If it's consistent, okay.
If you're doing it some days and then you picking who you want, then it's like, okay, if you're only going to sleep with a guy you find attractive, a guy you want something with in the future on the first date, perfect. But if you want to sleep with a guy on the first date because you feel like it, and then you want to make a guy wait a month because you want something serious, as a man, it's like, what am I getting out of this?
It's not logical. It's not logical. And I will say that I don't know if you've ever seen Ali Wong's bit about it. Women just think that if we make you fucking chase the puss, that you will feel like I put in all this time and energy and effort. Now I have to stick around. So again, it's not logical, is my point. There's nothing rational about it except women thinking that if you put in so much more effort to get there, and if you are so much more patient, that's that cognitive dissonance that kind of tricks you. Well, look, I waited this long.
Yeah.
So I should probably stick around for long. I'm very aware that it is a very manipulative way to think. I am not saying that it's not.
Okay,
I am just saying,
at least
I am saying that this is female logic, which is not always logic at all. Yeah. So, but that is women's rationale. That if I put off the cookie, then, that actually holds off my crazy. Again, you even said it. Women like being chased sometimes, and women like having that chase. Everybody likes being chased. Everybody likes feeling like they've been hunted down in a sense, women especially. So we will put off the puss. Yes, there's nothing rational about it, but it's kind of like y'all also appreciate things that you work hard to get. Am I right? Y'all appreciate the things that you are patient and waiting for. We all do. It's human nature.
So would you agree?
We women exploit that. We exploit the shit out of it, is what I'm saying.
Would you agree that most times than not, women only sleep with guys that they find very attractive on the first date, opposed to a guy, like if he's going to sleep with a guy on the first date, 9 times out of 10, this is a guy she just has high attraction for? Probably,
yeah. I mean, absolutely. She would have to. She would have to be extremely attracted to him in order to sleep with a dude on the first date. Okay. No woman is thinking like, he's not that attractive. Well, all right. It's very rare because what is the reward? Like, you have to have something that we are super fucking into. So yes, in regards to sleeping with a dude on the first date, we have to be very attracted to him.
Perfect. I'm having fun. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream so far, man, guys, leave some threes in the chat. If you guys are enjoying the stream so far, before we get into the next part, give me some threes in the chat. Let me see some threes in the chat. Let me see some threes. Give me some threes in the chat.
I'm not sleeping with some ugly.
Well,
I love reading these comments.
I see you, Kasim. I see you, Silva. I see you, Cam. I see you, DJ Umar. Okay, I see the threes. There we go. All right. Next question. We're having fun. And guys, make sure you guys are checking out Jessica's channel. Link is in the chat. My next question for you is, how can a guy get a woman obsessed with him? Give us the difference.
We were just talking about this, yeah, and you even mentioned it, that women love chasing guys, and I think guys really underestimate the fact that we do. We love having a man that we are pining after as well, and so many guys think the counterintuitive way where it's like, well, if I'm always available and she sees me, then then she sees that I'm here for her, and that's not what it is. Again, we become obsessed with the guys that make us feel so emotionally compelled that we have to go out of our way. We talked about this before we started. The girls that go out of their way, that's the shit that's like, oh my God, I must really like him. And I really want this now. If you make any woman step out of her comfort zone, and anybody that can feel like somebody made me do something out of my way, that's that stuff that we're not looking at ourselves. Like, holy shit, who am I? I must really like him. So in terms of obsession, I always say it's about making that connection, making her feel good about you, and making her feel wanted. We're not going to be obsessed with a guy that we don't think is never going to want to fuck us. No female fantasy ends with, and we just became friends. No,
Yeah.
like we want to know that you want to fuck the shit out of us. And too many guys are really scared to put that energy out there.
So what would you say is like the safe ground? Like, let's say a guy has a girl that he's not pursuing so much. Like, what do you think is like enough to like, you know, get the woman to still be obsessed with him without stepping those boundaries? Because some guys don't know, like, how much is too much.
What do you mean stepping those boundaries?
Like, okay, he wants his woman to be obsessed with him,
yeah,
but he doesn't want to cross the line of he's being too needy or too thirsty. So
yeah.
What would you say is enough for men to like show that they're interested in this woman, but still give her enough space to, you know?
Well, you know what? I think the simplest way, and I tell all my clients, just look at the texts. If your text bubbles are this fucking big and you've got 5 for every like 2 of hers, it has to be equal. You got to give us the space to be in this game as well. If you're the one who's doing all the initial text, always hitting her up, always making plans, you're doing too much. Unless you're getting it back in equal amounts, she's not going to have the ability to come after you. Unless you're giving her the time to come after you, you will always be chasing her. And anytime we're being chased, what do? We fucking run away. Nobody's like, oh, look, somebody's chasing me. Let me open my arms. That's just not how it goes. You got to turn your ass around and let her chase you too.
I agree with that. So I'll add this. I think for a woman to even be compelled to go out of the way to chase you, you must be an absolute catch. Like, I don't care how much you're doing things right. If you don't have above average looks, above average, like
that's
above average,
sure.
but I'm being realistic with how women treat men. Like, women are more likely to go out of their way and pursue a guy that they see as having above average something. Like, women do not want to settle with a guy that they see as being below them, right? It's much easier for her to say, okay, you know what? This guy has this going on. He's this good looking. All these girls want him. I want him for myself. Opposed to, oh, he's just a regular dude. If she just sees you as a regular dude, you cannot pursue all you want to. She's not going to change it. I don't think it's going to change.
I mean, but here's the thing, and here's the sad fact about it. Plenty of women are very okay to settle for men that are less than them. You know what I mean? That's the sad reality. And that's what I tell my clients. Are you okay with only getting the women who are looking at you like, well, I guess hotter, more successful guys aren't into me. I'll take this fucking dude who's going nowhere and is obsessed with me. You can do that. I mean, since the dawn of time, women have been settling with average motherfucking dudes. Like, we see it every day. So to say that women are only going to settle or be with guys like that, you just have to ask yourself if you're okay with that. And that's why anytime guys are talking about like, oh, well, you know what, Jessica, you know, I'm going to start doing this to make more money. I'm going to start working out. Good. That is if you want to attract better women and if you want women hunting you down, you better take care of your fucking self in a way that makes you above average than your average, if that makes sense.
Perfect. I like that. Good. All right, my next question for you.
You're killing me with these sound effects.
Gotta keep us amped.
Love it.
My next question for you is: do you think men should still look for long-term relationships with the current dating dynamics that we're in?
You know what? That's when I saw that question, here's the thing: everybody's entitled to want whatever they want, you know. Granted, we're in a society right now where you don't need to be married, so to speak, the way you needed to be married back in the fucking day, right? You don't need to, you know, we're a lot more accepting of non-monogamous couples and relationships. I think that anybody's entitled to exactly what they want. You know, if you want to sit here and say that you always wanted the Disney dream, you wanted your princess, you want to be, that's fine, whatever you want. Everybody's entitled to pursue what they want. But if you're doing it because you think you fucking have to and all your friends are settling down and you're feeling left behind, but you know what, you're not meeting anybody that you're super passionate about, maybe I'll just take this chick over here that I don't really like that much, that is a problem. But if long-term relationships are something that you would like with the right girl, fine. But if you're only doing it because you think you have to, or you feel left behind, or I don't think I'm going to get a chick better than her, then absolutely do not fucking do it. I will say that not enough men date around enough. I don't think anybody these days really dates around enough to find, okay, who do I really fucking click with? Who really brings out the best in me? Who really adds to my life? And I think that is the best thing anybody could do for themselves in regards to dating.
All right. So I agree and disagree.
Go ahead.
I agree with everything you said until everybody should be able to date around, because I feel like pair bonding is significantly damaged with the paradox of choice. So if a woman has dated so many guys, it's going to be your reaction to when things. This is how I see it. Okay, if a woman has dated a lot of guys, even if she does find a guy that she thinks might be the one, because she's so used to bouncing and work out, it's going to be a easy option for her instead of making things work. I think the perfect scenario is you guys are both inexperienced, you find each other and you make things work.
No, I agree. And I like that you said that. I feel like that's exactly what people suffer from these days, is this paradox of choice. It's so easy. Like back in the day, I always joke around that back in the day, my grandma only saw the people right in front of her. Those were her options. Even my mother. These are the men available to me. Now with like the internet and fucking Instagram, even like watching Netflix and seeing all these different types of men, types of women, it's just too much. And I don't think people stick it out long enough at all. Right. If you are somebody who is constantly like fault finding with fucking everybody, that's a problem. Right. I'm talking about, finding somebody for the sake of finding somebody you really want and want to grow with. I think a lot of people are just too scared to grow. And yes, I agree with what you said in regards to too many people are over dating around. I think there's that as well. But there is a balance. It is about honoring what you want for yourself and who you really want for yourself, and how capable are the both of you of having this shared life together.
Yeah, I agree. Perfect.
So yeah, I'm glad that you pointed that out. No, we have too many options, too many fucking options.
Let's get it. All right. So what is do you have a similar stance on marriage? Like you think?
I do.
Go ahead.
I always say this. I very much respect the sanctity of marriage. I believe in marriage. I don't believe in divorce. I think people get married too fucking fast for all the wrong reasons. I think marriage is, I think nowadays it's not very, I think it's pointless. I don't see the allure of it. I don't see the point of it. I think it really does just play into this fairy tale that we were fed for a long time. I know plenty of people who were never married and made it okay. I know plenty of people who got married and it ended shitty. I just think it's so hard to say what is the best avenue, if that makes sense, but
I think the best avenue is a woman is okay with a man being non-monogamous.
Okay, then that's you're entitled to in your life.
I seriously think monogamy is a failed system for men, because but the issue is men require monogamy from women. So like if a man might not be monogamous, but he wants you to only be with him, and I think the only way it will really work is like the same way the kings had it. Right, the king had his wife and had his 50 concubines. That's how I honestly think.
You think that men should be allowed to have as many women as they want, but women should be loyal to their one man?
If he's making that clear, yes, 100%.
Okay. Well, I am of the mind that everybody's entitled. I'm of the mind that everybody's entitled to what they want. I have plenty of friends who have had open marriages. I have a friend who had several girlfriends and they were all okay with it, and they weren't allowed to have boyfriends other than him. Again, it's hard enough to find somebody that you connect with. And I think it's very important, like you said, to make it clear. If that's what you want, you're entitled to it.
So would you be okay with that? If, let's say you met a guy that you really were into and he's like, hey, I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna give you.
I don't need to be taken care of. Here's the thing. That's what's one of my issues. I feel like so many people get into, especially women, I feel like so many women buy into the concept of marriage for the sake of being taken care of. Now we have dual income. Now somebody's going to help me. And that's not something I'd be okay with. I'm so down for people knowing what they want and adhering to it. I have so many guys who think that they can't vocalize that to women. If they want to have several girlfriends or want to date around, you shouldn't be ashamed of that. But I know for me, like if I'm in a relationship, I want to be in a relationship. And it may or may not be monogamous. I don't even know. I remember I was with one dude and this is my best friend. And we were like, do we want to be in an open relationship? Like, okay, cool. And we like both talked about it. And then it dawned on me that me and him never had sex. We had sex maybe 6 times in 2 years. And that to me, I really had to look at myself and be like, well, then why am I with this dude? So again, it's all about really finding out who you are and what you want for yourself and why.
So, okay, this is where I agree, but this is where I have a conflict with women who are more so independent, right?
Okay.
I believe that there's a healthy balance, right? If a woman is independent enough to take care of herself, but not independent enough where she's making more than most men, I think that actually slims your choices and makes it harder for you in dating. I'm not saying you shouldn't be
independent. Are you kidding? Right. I had to take off my dating profile that I ran a business. All I put was that I graduated high school, and then my fucking matches skyrocketed because men don't want an independent woman.
So let me ask you this. So you are a successful woman making your own money, right? The kind of man that you will only even pay attention to is probably going to want several women. Do you agree?
I don't even know. I haven't come across a man that
okay.
I genuinely don't know. This is why, like, I don't even know, to be honest. I know that I want a guy who is clear on who he is and what he wants and wants to be able to open up his life to somebody else as much as I can open up my life to somebody else. I also want him to have his own fucking life. Like I have my own fucking life. And to be able to find that in and of itself was difficult. So to answer your question in regards to don't I think that a man that I would be attracted to is a man who would only want more women? To be honest, I don't know. For me to be that generalized about men, I think is unfair of me to assume about men.
No, I'm just saying based on where you are in your life. Like the more successful woman is, it's harder for her to be with a man that can't even, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard for you to be with a man who can't even pay the bills. Like you're not going to be attracted to him, right? It's going to be hard for you to be like, because you can take care of yourself. What I'm saying is, based on women's psychology, women want men who are a prize. So if you're already a successful woman, you're probably going to want elite men or men who are in the top echelon, right? Because they probably can make more than you.
My level. I always say at least be on my level.
Okay, so your level. At least, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling guys. At least be your level. So you're probably going to want a guy who's above. A guy who's above is those guys. They want several women, and I don't know if that's something that women are okay with. Like I think it's a healthy balance. The more she can take care of herself, the more successful she becomes. She runs the risk of only being attracted to a very, very select percentage of men.
I am very aware, all my male friends, not for nothing, bless them. They all have several women. All the men that, are in my niche, I say at my level or above. Yes, they all have several women and they all eventually settle down with one, or they all have now that they're in their 40s. When they were in their 20s and their 30s, they all had several girlfriends. They all were swinging the dick. They all were dating oh, God bless you for saying this. They were all dating like waitresses and bartenders, women that they took care of. And all of these dudes were on sugar daddy sites, like dating these college girls because, like you guys really like having your freedom. You're entitled to your freedom. And I will say, in my experience, all my male friends who were like that eventually settled down.
All right. So that's what I think the conflict is. Like, a man doesn't really care.
Yeah.
A man feels happy when he's actually taking care of a woman.
And you know what? I did have one friend, bless him. He I said to him, I was like, you know what? You've never had a girlfriend. And he's like, well, when you're this rich and this good looking, you can have all the girlfriends. And I was like, that makes sense. But he's like, why would I have to choose one when all these women want me? I was like, that's a really good fucking point. Right. So I totally get it. Trust me, I do.
All right. My next question for you is, what are some signs she's cheating or wants another guy? Tell the fellas.
Oh my God, this makes me okay. So, well, they always say like the number one sign that a woman is cheating is that she starts buying new lingerie. It's kind of like the male equivalent is he starts going to the gym more. It's this idea of my body is going to be seen more. And, you know, women can't exactly like work out their pussy and their titties. So they're going to buy lingerie. You know, y'all can like work out your bodies, your physique, but like we need to like dress it up. So that is the number one sign she's cheating. A sign that a lot of guys don't really see is that she actually stops arguing with you. That's a big sign that guys think like, oh, look, we're getting along. Like we're not arguing anymore. But really, it means she doesn't give a fuck anymore. I always tell guys, like, you should be very concerned if your girl is not complaining to you anymore or picking fights with you anymore. It means she hit her breaking point. She's finding someone else to take care of all that tension in her.
Okay, would you agree that a woman is more submissive when she's with a man that she's more afraid to lose? So she's not going to bring up drama. Like if you were the guy that you love and care about, and you know this guy is a catch, but you're afraid of losing him because you know he will walk away and end things, it's going to be less likely for you to bring up drama or even argue with him. So let's say you was to argue with a guy that you really into, right? And every time you argue with him, he showed you the door. You will be less likely to pick fights with this dude because you care about him, but you also don't want him to leave.
Yes.
So my question is,
your question was.
So my question is, the whole she's not arguing with you. I think she shouldn't be arguing with you.
I mean, if that was something you guys did, if y'all never argued, like then that's I'm talking about a deviation from the norm of your relationship. Okay. So if you know that like she comes to you to talk about her day and complain about this and that, she's bitching about you didn't do this, look, you didn't do that again, and that's her MO, and she stops. That's what I'm saying. That's a telltale sign that she's cheating. But if she never did, then no, then no, it's clearly a different relationship than what I'm talking about. But in terms of signs, she is cheating. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
All right, guys, man. Before we get to the next part, we have Q&A coming up. But before we get to the next part, man, guys, give me some twos in the chat. If you're enjoying the chat, enjoying the stream so far, give me some twos in the chat. Let me see some twos. Let me see some twos. Before we get into the next part, let me see some twos in the chat. Love the chat with some twos. I see you, Frank. I see you, David. I see you, Romeo. There we go. Okay, let's get to the next question. So, Jessica, what are some lies all women tell guys? Talk to us.
Oh goodness. I feel like, you went through like my top videos. Lies women tell guys, there's just too fucking many.
Okay.
Much as I hate to say this, the number one lie is that, I can't. It blows my mind that women fake it as much as they do. When I was looking at the statistics, my girlfriend says you're fine as hell, by the way. When I was looking at statistics, only 60% of women can actually have orgasms during sex. That's not a big number, that's just more than half, a little more than half. So women are constantly lying about how great of a time they have in bed. So then men don't understand, what they're doing or if they're doing anything wrong, so to speak. I'm busy. We're never fucking busy. Nobody's busy. None of us. We're all very busy, and we're also not busy enough when it comes to the things that we really want. And if a girl ever tells you she's too busy for XYZ, that just means she's too busy for you. And I really hate saying the lies that women say. It just breaks my heart, some of the things that we have to lie about.
So why do you think women lie about this whole finishing thing? Is it to stroke the man's ego, or what is it? What is it?
Pretty much. Here's the thing. I remember, mind you, I've never faked it. I've never fucking faked it. I didn't even know women did that. I remember like when one of my girlfriends told me like, how do I get him to stop making me fake it? It was just such a mind fuck. Like that is such an unaccountable thing to say. How do I get him to stop making me fake it? Anyway, I think the reason women do it, again, it's this idea of, I remember one time some dude was going down on me, and I was trying to tell him like, I didn't like that. Can you do this? And he straight up was like, you need to shut the fuck up. I know what I'm doing. And I was like, oh. I was horrified. And that, here I am butt naked. Like this dude is angry at me and I'm butt naked. He could very easily just be really angry and start strangling me. And choking me out in ways that are not arousing. So I think women, again, talking about, and I don't know if we talked about it on here or if we talked about it beforehand, women at a very primal level have an inherent fear of men when they are super aroused. And I know for me, like, there is this level of like fear, like when I'm with a guy who's like so fucking like horny, obviously it's really fucking hot, but there is a very thin line. And I always say there's a very thin line between arousal and a man getting violent. And women at our core are very aware of this. So the fact that it is so common is sad that we have to think like that. The fact that we have that in our brain, that like, you don't want to piss off the wrong guy. Let me just tell him that I had a great time. I don't want to upset him. We also just don't want to hurt your feelings. If we really like you, especially if we really like you enough for us to have sex, the last thing I want to say is, well, you didn't make me come. Like, that's just so like, oh no, I want you to feel good. Like, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't want to upset you. And that's fine. I didn't come. I still had a great time. Like, guys don't understand that we don't have to come in order for the sex to be great. Granted, it's fucking great if we do. And the connection itself, the chemistry alone, sometimes that's more than enough. And men don't think like that. Y'all really aim to bust that nut, and that's fine. But, we women, we don't have to, but we also don't want you to think that you did something wrong because we didn't get there. Because again, a lot of women can't get there.
Yeah. So, but won't you agree a lot of women finish from clitoris stimulation?
I don't know. I haven't made any woman finish from the clitoris. So,
well, you. What's the most likely you're going to finish, through the clit or?
I can speak for myself. So I don't know, but yes. So many more women can come from a man going down on them than they can from vaginal penetration. So yes, I would agree with that.
Right. So I think it's fair that most men focus.
Men need to learn how to eat pussy.
Or use toys. Right? Use a vibrator.
Or that. Find a way. How about that? Find a way. It doesn't have to just be through sex. Don't get butthurt if she can't come through sex. I know. So I have a handful of girlfriends who have never had an orgasm from penetration sex. And that's just how our bodies are wired. It's just, y'all come so fucking easily. I'm so jealous. Like, women are so jealous of how easily y'all come. Y'all can come in your sleep, for fuck's sake. I wish. But don't be upset if she's not coming from having sex with you. And if she's lying about it, then that's on her. That's not on you. You guys shouldn't have to feel bad about that.
See, the thing is, I think a lot of men don't sit up here and be like, hey, your vagina was garbage. Like, men don't do that either. Men are not gonna be like,
right, exactly. Nobody wants to hurt anybody's feelings at the end of the day, right? And yeah, men would never say that. I've never heard of a man saying that to a woman. And we women, in the same term, don't want to have to say that about you. So, especially if we like you enough to get into bed with you.
Right, that makes sense. All right, my next question: how can a guy, or maybe you had the same thing to say, how can a guy tell when a woman is losing interest? Is it when she stops arguing, or what is it?
I mean, losing interest at the I will say this again, it's this idea of her effort and her energy starts dwindling in regards to yours. One of the key components that you can tell in yourself is if you feel the need to give more. That's that, magnetic pull of like she's pulling away. Now what's happening is you think you need to give more. Anytime you think to yourself, oh God, I got to give more. Oh God, something's wrong. A lot of guys ignore that about themselves, but you guys have that intuition to know that something's wrong. I'm telling you right now, if you have a feeling she's losing interest, chances are she is. And you don't have to ignore that. If you feel like, oh, well, I got to show her and I got to do this, chances are you probably understood or you feel it in your bones somewhere that this chick is not that interested in you anymore.
Yeah, and I think when you feel that, the worst thing you could do is try harder now.
Harder, yeah, try harder. That's the counterintuitive thing about it is try harder, which is don't fucking do it. The best thing you could do if somebody wants to leave, help them pack their bags.
Yeah. And most times than not, when you actually don't chase, like you said, you would leave the pressure and she starts missing the things that she valued about you. All right.
Exactly.
Perfect. All right. So one more thing before we get into the Q&A. I have already sent you the Q&A. I mean the Zoom link.
I see it, yeah.
But what are your tips for men to look more attractive? What do you give? What would you tell men?
To look more attractive, if we were talking strictly on like a physical like looks, too many guys really underestimate how much you need to go to the gym. And I'm not saying y'all need to all look like Bismarck here, but if you guys take care of yourself, that goes a long way, because when you're taking care of yourself physically, you feel good about yourself. And when you feel good about yourself, you're giving people the blueprint on how to feel about you. If you feel good about yourself, women are going to feel good about you too. So the simplest thing I always say to guys is get in the fucking gym. Start working out, clean up your fucking face. Look, make it so that when you look in the mirror, you like the person looking back. If you feel nothing about the dude looking back at you, guess what? Chicks aren't feeling that way either.
I always tell dudes, would you fuck yourself? If you wouldn't do that?
Yes.
Yeah, then
exactly. If you look at yourself and you don't think anything special about yourself, then why should anybody feel special about you?
Right. That's fact.
Simple.
I agree. But guys, before we get into the Q&A, guys, I have something special for y'all. Free training, the 3 biggest mistakes that are stopping you from getting laid. It's completely free. So I'm gonna put this in the chat right now before I let Jessica give you guys some closing advice, and then we hop into the Q&A. Make sure you guys are checking out 3 biggest mistakes stopping you from getting laid. It's completely free. Now, Jessica J, closing advice you have for men before we jump into the Q&A.
Closing advice is you guys need to be okay with what you want. You guys need to be more discerning. Too many guys try to figure out how do I attract her? How do I get her? Fuck that. How can she get you? The second you guys turn your attention and energy onto yourself is the second women are going to turn their attention and energy onto you. It's just simple science. And too many guys are out here trying to impress women and trying to find out what women want and trying to understand how women think. It doesn't fucking matter. If all you know at the end of the day is yourself and what you want, that will show so much more in your dating life than you trying to get women or understand women.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to let you join. If you can join the Zoom first before I put the link in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Like you want me to do it now?
Yeah. Before I miss you when I put the link. What's up? Guys, we're about to do a Q&A time. Q&A time. Once I put the link in the chat, you fill in the questions, fill in the chat. We're here to answer your questions. Keep it simple. Keep it to one question so we can get to many people. Let me know if you're having problems.
Okay, I think I'm in.
You in?
Yeah. It says it's waiting for you to start it.
Okay.
Or you're supposed to let me in.
Okay, 1 second.
Let me in. Let me inside. Come on.
There we go. All right. So that's the Zoom chat, guys. Let me make sure. Fill it up because let me let you fill it up. So because it's first come, first serve. All right, it's already getting filled up. Hold on. Okay. Anyways, here we go. We got 6 people. 6 people so far. We're gonna take questions. Keep it to one question, guys. Keep it to one question. Join the chat.
What do I do?
It's okay. It's okay. Don't
Okay.
worry. Don't worry.
I just muted myself.
Okay. Perfect. All right, guys, we're about to get started. First person, Mr. Jace. Mr. Jace. Unmute yourself, Jace. Jace, can you hear me? Mr. Jace. Can you hear me, bro? Jace, can you hear me, Jace? No. All right, guys. So listen, once I let you in chat, unmute yourself. If you can't, there's 20 people in here waiting. So I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna try Doug. Doug.
Doug. What? My Instagram is Jessica Hollywood. I just saw somebody ask that. Patricia, I don't know if my assistant is in here. Patricia, if you're in here, can you throw my Instagram into the chat?
No, I can do that for you. You can send me a
link. Oh, thank you.
Jose, Mr. Jose. Unmute yourself, Jose. We're going to get to as many people as possible. Obviously not everybody, but fill up the chat. Jose, can you hear me, Jose? Jose? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me in the chat? If you can hear me in the chat, give me a 1. If you can hear me in the chat, give me a 1. If you can hear me in the chat, give me a 1. Let me make sure everybody can hear me. It's not, I don't hear nothing from the people. Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me on the chat. Okay. 1 second. Jose, can you hear me now? It's just the echo.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you speak? Can you speak in the Zoom real quick?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah. Let me make sure you can hear me.
Make sure you can hear me.
Okay. Okay, so that means you.
I just muted myself again. The host would like to unmute me. Do you want me to unmute myself?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna try another guy. Let's go, Chris. Mr. Chris, unmute yourself, Chris. Chris did not connect to audio. You guys have to. You can't. Again, I can't magically hear what you're telling me. You have to, here we go. Somebody figured it out. Okay, mute me in the background. Mute the YouTube video in the background. Mute the YouTube video in the background.
Oh my God.
Chris, we can hear you, but you have to mute me in the background. Did you mute me in the background?
Can you hear me?
Yes. What's your question? What's your question, bro? All right, Chris is back in the waiting room. Listen, geniuses, when you get on the Zoom chat, you have to mute me in the background and connect to the audio, or else I cannot hear you. So I'm gonna.
But there's a lag. I think there's a lag with you and I in here translating into Zoom.
I know, but they have to first mute me in the. I do this every week, so these dudes are not that. Come on, bro, figure it out.
Right.
Mute my YouTube video and connect to your audio. Let's see next person. Paris. Paris is connecting to the audio. Paris, can you hear me?
Yo, Fit, can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep. What you got for me,
Hello?
bro?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, can you mute my video in the background?
It's a little bit of lag. I got a question for you.
Go ahead, bro. Ask me a question, G. Go ahead.
Fit.
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. Go ahead.
Basically, I see that you talk about looks matching, and I want to land on that.
Okay.
But I can't hear you through my audio.
You can't hear me right now. Can you hear me or no? There we go. Now you can hear me. Can you hear me? So as he's talking, I'm going to mute myself on here so y'all can hear all of us. Okay. And then when I'm talking, I'm going to unmute myself on here. Okay. Great. Can y'all hear me now? Thumbs up. One, if you can hear me right now. Can you hear me right now? Can y'all hear me right now? Everybody in the chat. If you can hear me right now, give me a 1. Yeah. Okay. Y'all can hear me now. Perfect.
As far as my body weight percentage and also 8-pack. The only thing is I feel like as far as looks matching for my face is something that I want to get into. And I noticed that, throughout your videos, you have made a big change. And I want to know, like, pretty much how did you go with like your cosmetics? Like what made you get into that? You know what I'm saying? Like you got to give me insight on that.
So what made me want to look better?
Pretty much.
I wanted to be more successful with girls.
All right, because I'm looking now and I want to get. And I pretty much. Jessica.
Okay, what you got?
Okay. So I'm in a situation.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let him unmute himself again. Go ahead, Paris.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just unmuted.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What you got for her? Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What you got for her?
Yeah.
Ask her your question, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Ask her your question. Ask her.
Okay. Jessica, I'm in a situation now. I was just recently engaged,
Oh.
and it didn't work out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The situation is that I wasn't being like, she said that I was not being a good guy to her as far as like my attitude. Like I was being a little overbearing, needy, clingy.
Interesting.
So she asked for space.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm in a really rough situation right now because like,
Okay. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
I can't hear you, Jessica.
Oh, you can. Okay. So let me unmute myself here. Hello? Can you hear me here? Also don't want to deal with you. So can you give me
situation because
what makes you think you ruined it?
Well, we got into an argument in front of her parents.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, one
so
thing
it
I
was
heard
like,
you say was that you said you were overbearing, you were needy, and she asked for some space, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And you got to a place where you're like, all right, I want to work on myself for her to get her back, correct?
For myself.
For yourself.
Because I know like I shouldn't be like that, but like, you know, I know what I did wrong because I've been watching Fit, but it's just when you get a submissive 9 or 10, it's really hard to like not come across that way if you're not focusing on.
Why are you shaking your head? One thing I will say is that if she is sitting here saying she doesn't want all of you, but she wants the best of you, that's her saying she doesn't want you. Period.
Okay.
So how do you feel about somebody saying, "Hey, give me all this really good shit, but you're not getting nothing from me"? How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm getting some benefits. Like, you know, I'm getting us talking every day. We do see each other like.
Oh, that's cute. You get to talk every day. No, you're not getting what you want. Period. Yes or no?
Yeah, I'm not getting
You're not getting what you want.
I don't believe I'm getting the exclusivity.
You're not getting what you want. You deserve what you want. And if she's not going to give it to you, that's fine. You need to be able to walk away from that, from somebody saying that they're not going to give you what you want.
So do you recommend that I walk away until I get what I want? And then if she's willing to, you know, because I have changed. I have became like a better person.
That's fantastic for you.
I've done therapy and
that's amazing.
I have my purpose and I'm making more money. So like I have been able to focus.
Then why does she deserve you? If you are telling me that you have bettered yourself and you've come to a place where you're not only a better man, but you are capable of being a better partner to her, and she's telling you she doesn't want it.
Yeah. Well, she wants part of it, which is just the attention.
Of course. I'm telling you right now, you need to at least walk away.
I appreciate that, and I think that's what I will do. Fit, do you have anything to say about that? Or
you're muted on both.
Oh, I was.
No, Fit is.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Do you have headphones?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I could be myself though. How about myself?
Yeah, mute yourself. All right, this is better. Can you guys hear me in the chat? Can you hear me, Jessica? Okay, you sound pathetic. And you sound pathetic because you claim you watch my videos, but you're still over pursuing a woman that doesn't want you. Like I don't understand which videos I'll be watching. I don't think it's mine. I don't know which videos I'll make that tell you, hey, she don't like me. I want something more with her. When have I ever said that? I tell you to do self-improvement so you have abundance mindset so you can make yourself a catch to more women. So I don't know which videos you're watching. It can't be mine. Because if you're watching my videos, you would have thought to yourself, okay, I'm doing the self-improvement. This girl obviously is not making time for me. She wants to talk to me, but she doesn't want nothing more. Maybe I should find a girl who actually likes me. And you said it's 9 or 10 crap. This 9 or 10 crap. Oh, when you get the 9 or 10s, it's harder not to come across this way. It's hard not to come across this way because this is who you really are. If you believe that you are truly alpha, you did the self-improvement for real, then what does it matter if she's a 11 out of 10? You should know your self-worth. All right? Because I'm gonna let you unmute yourself and talk. Go ahead.
I think the hard thing about it is that I'm still getting the sex, I'm still getting the conversation, but I can tell whenever, and this is beta, I can tell like I bring up the relationship topic because, I knew what I did was wrong, so I think that is what's screwing me over is I'm bringing up the relationship topic,
So mute yourself again.
She's not, every time she hears a relationship topic, she's like, I just don't know yet. I'm not sure, but we can still have sex and
so this is what's happening.
We can still text throughout the day and I'll still call you.
Listen, this is what's happening.
Out the blue moon and pretty much like that.
Listen, this is what's happening. I'm gonna explain to you, okay? This is what's happening. She's trying to figure out what your replacement is. She hasn't quite figured it out, but you're still a filler until she finds the best next option. You just comfort for her right now. She knows she could do better, but the sex is reliable, so she's gonna just stay. But she already has 1.5 foot out the door, and any girl that's with you and is thinking like that she's a day away from leaving. Like if the next guy comes along and he's better than you in any way she deems, she's gone. So why do you keep accepting that? Why do you not just say, you know what, this girl obviously doesn't want me? And my question is, why are you pushing for a relationship? Why do you want a relationship out of a woman that doesn't want a relationship out of you? Go ahead. Talk.
I feel that energy from her. You're right. I think the reason is because I honestly think the reason that I'm pushing for the relationship is because I feel like I messed it up. So it's like me trying to fix it.
So now she's guilty.
It'd be different if I left first, then but it's more like I'm the reason.
No.
If she would have left because if she found somebody else, whatever, fuck it, I let her go. But
why did she leave?
The reason
why did she leave?
Because because she needed space. I was too available, pretty much.
Jesus have mercy. So she left because she needed space, and then when she came back, you not giving her the space. How does that even make sense?
She came back, and basically when she came back, it was more like, okay, I'm coming back because I want to see if you made those changes, but also I'm not ready for a relationship, so I still want the benefits of a relationship without the title.
While she explores her options elsewhere and finds your replacement, basically. You like this abuse, huh? You like this. This is enjoyable to you. This abuse is enjoyable. A girl that doesn't really want you makes you feel good about yourself. That's what I think it is. I think you guys like it. I sincerely believe that guys enjoy women that don't like them. Because if you say you do, if you say you like women that legitimately like you, why would you be with a woman who you know is only using you as a filler till she finds a replacement? I'm gonna let Jessica talk. Go ahead, Jessica, talk. Unmute yourself on
I
that.
was gonna say, this is
Hold up. Go ahead, Jessica.
how about now? But can Paris hear me? No, Jesus. How about now? No, I can't hear you. But Paris, can you hear me? I don't know if he can hear me. But can y'all hear me in the chat?
Jessica, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Okay.
Unmute yourself on Zoom. Unmute yourself.
Okay,
on Zoom.
I'm unmuting myself on Zoom. How about now?
That's great.
Right, I'm muting myself in the group chat. How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, all right, we got it. Okay, so one thing I will say is anytime you feel like you need to get somebody when they don't want you, that's a form of objectification where men think they need to obtain this thing because it's this thing that I want. This is no longer a human being that you respect. This is a person that said, hey, this is not what I want. You are not what I want. For a man to say, well, you're what I want, that's really fucked up. That is so disrespectful. And a lot of men think that's you being like, oh no, I'm being persistent and that's my woman. That is a very subtle form of objectification that nobody talks about. You know who else talks like, well, if you don't want me, I don't care, I'm going to have you. Rapists and murderers talk like that. For you to sit there and think, well, she doesn't want me, but I want her. That's really fucked up. That is you being very disrespectful. She told you what it was, and you are just not having it. I don't blame her for not wanting you because you clearly don't respect what she wants for herself.
So, Jessica, I understand that, but the thing is she left, and I know about pretty much. I hear from AMS, I hear from Fit, and they say never initiate, which means I do not initiate any. I'll let it go.
Then let her be sure without you. Let her be sure without you. At this point, Bismarck said this. You look pathetic just sitting there being there for her. You're gonna fucking run anytime she hits you up. Like, I'm ready now. Like, okay. She's like, psych, I'm not ready. Okay. Like, no, you can't be dropping your life at a dime just for this girl. And everything me and Fit have said, you've been like, okay, but like you're saying you understand it, but you're clearly fighting it because you are looking for a reason to stick with her. I'm telling you right now, there's no fucking reason. Fit already told you there's no fucking reason. You need to ask yourself why you're still sitting there. And he and I don't have that answer. You're the only one that has the answer. But at this point, neither one of us can give you an answer because you're the one fighting. You're muted on here.
Okay. Hold on. We gotta get to the next guy, my G. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You don't be better, my G. Be better. Anyways, so we're gonna figure this out. When the next guy comes in, he's gonna unmute himself, and we're only gonna talk on the Zoom. We're only gonna unmute on the Zoom once we're responding to him. But we need to keep the unmute. We need to keep this unmuted so people in the chat can hear.
Right.
So we're gonna only talk. It's gonna be complicated, but we're gonna get through it. It's okay. Y'all gonna get through it regardless. All right, next person. Victor, Mr. Victor. Mr. Victor, unmute yourself, Victor. Victor is connecting to the audio. We're going to take, after the Victor, we're going to take two more. Victor. Victor is not connecting to the audio. You're taking too long.
I can't with this.
All right, Victor, I got to put you in the chat. Jace, unmute yourself, Jace. Mr. Jace. Jace. Jace, can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you, bro. Go ahead.
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. What's your question, G?
Yo.
I can hear you, bro. I can hear you. What's your question? What you said, bro? Say it again. So, would you say it again, bro?
Right.
Okay. Do you have headphones?
Yeah, I got iPhone right now.
Okay. What's your question?
So this is regarding, I know you gave from like this regarding like living abroad. Can you answer that? That's right.
In regards to what? Say that again.
In regards to living abroad, like Colombia. Living abroad.
Oh, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me in the chat? If you can hear me, let me know. Anyway, it's up to you, bro. We'll do whatever you want to do. I can hear you. I can hear you, bro. I'm about to answer your question. All right. Okay.
All right. Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out how these people could hear. All right, let me do something.
Once get the visa, I'm a day, so I have So what I'm trying to figure out is what information that I need, or maybe I can get on a call with you, maybe do a weekly call, we can probably get into more detail, but what would be the easiest way of getting accepted, for visa to live abroad? And what's a good monthly or a good number my bank account should have before I decide to go move out?
So, okay, I got this.
You get that, or
I got you, bro. I heard you. So what I'm saying is to live abroad, you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
To live abroad, it depends on where you're going, bro. If you want to come to Colombia, depends on what you're doing for work, what you have to like, how much money you make in a month. It's up to you, right? So I would say if you want to live comfortably abroad, at least 5 to 10K a month. Can y'all hear me in the chat? I think the chat can hear me. Can y'all hear me in the chat? Can y'all hear me in the chat? Give me a 1 if you can hear me in the chat. Okay, the chat can hear me. So, okay, I figured it out. All I have to do is mute the other person when I'm talking. I understand now. Okay. So,
Right, and there's a little bit of a lag though with Zoom. I don't think it's your fault. It's the lag with internet connection.
it's all good. It's all good. Anyway, if you want to live abroad, I was saying anywhere from 5 to 10K a month. You got a question for Jessica?
Gotcha. And then last but not least, so I'm not really on IG, but I know sometimes you do advertise, you know, your weekly coaching calls.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I DM you without looking like I'm a fake account? You know what I mean? Because I don't really, you know what I mean?
You got to make
How I
yourself
get
look
touch
like
with
a real account. I don't know why. Like when I'm getting DMs, I'm not gonna decipher if you're a real person. And I don't look like a real person, I probably won't answer. So take the time to maybe put up a picture or two, so I can respond.
All right, for sure. That's what I need. So just pretty much 5 to 10K a month, and then that'll be the best route of getting something for a visa or whatnot to live abroad. Correct?
Yeah, I think about 5 to
For
10K
sure.
a
Appreciate
month.
you, boss.
You got a question for Jessica?
But no, I'm good, boss man. I really want to get in touch with you because I know I don't have IG, so it's kind of hard to get that question answered. To join your chat, join your weekly calls.
Yeah. So you can't hear nothing, Jessica?
Hear me?
Can you hear what he's saying?
I can't make out what he's saying with the echo.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you. He's saying, can you hear me now? He's saying he was asking me how much does he need to live abroad, and I was just telling him about a 5 to 10K a month. All right, I'm gonna get the next guy. All right, bro. Appreciate you for coming, man.
Yep.
All right, peace. All right, I figured it out. Eureka.
Bing dong.
This is how we do it. When somebody comes on the Zoom, right? The person who is not talking is going to be muted, both on the stream and the Zoom. So there's no echo. If he asks me a question, I'm going to mute you here and there. If he asks you a question, I'm going to mute myself here and there. All right, perfect. We're clear. All right, we're going to take 2 more people. Somebody have a good question, man. Good question. Somebody come with a good question. Brian. Mr. Brian. And guys, before we take Brian, make sure you guys are checking out Jessica's channel. Link is in the chat. Jessica J. Click the link to go see her chat. Go see her YouTube page. Her link is in the chat. What's up, bro? What you got for me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you, bro. Go ahead. What you got for me, bro?
Oh, yeah. I just I appreciate the content, people. It's very good, very nice.
Mhm.
Big fan of the. Can you hear me well?
I can hear you, bro. What you got for me? Brian, are you there?
Yes.
What you got for me, bro?
Oh, so I was just wondering. I know y'all been in the chat, so I just want to know if some good first date ideas.
Okay, I'm gonna let her answer that first. Okay, 1 second.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you hear me right now? Right.
Can y'all still hear me? Okay, I can hear.
Okay, can I unmute in the
Yeah.
Zoom? So can you hear me right now? Okay, I'm gonna unmute in the Zoom. Hello, can you hear me, Brian? Brian, can you hear me?
He can
Brian,
hear you, but he
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so first date ideas. That's really, here's the thing. I always say, if you're gonna go on a first dates are really, can I even stand to sit with this person? Too many guys go way too big, and then y'all are super mad that you bought this great fucking dinner for this chick that you didn't even like hanging out with. I always say keep them simple, and make sure it's something that you want to do, or it's always a good avenue to go down. She told me she's really into this stuff. So maybe she talked about like, I really love live music venues. You could be like, let's grab a drink at this one bar I'm aware of. Like, when do you want to go? Friday, Saturday. First dates are always, they don't need to be grand. Some guys go all out on these first dates that don't go anywhere. And then they're all super pissed that they spent all this money. It doesn't have to be like that. The first date is really just seeing if you enjoy being with this person face to face. Because a lot of times you'll probably sit down and be like, I'm fucking bored. She doesn't look like her pictures. This bitch is annoying. You really need to sit there and ask yourself what you're willing to spend in time and money just to see if you can stand this bitch for a couple minutes. So don't get all pent up over the first date. You do something you want to do and what you're comfortable with doing. And if you know that she likes doing XYZ, it doesn't cost too much money, it doesn't cost too much effort, then fine. You can rope her in, so to speak, getting her on a first date with that.
I was just curious, so is it more so just trying to connect with them like on an emotional?
Again, the first date is really just, can I stand to sit here with this chick for more than a couple minutes? Because a lot of times you guys go into that date trying to impress, trying to come up with topics she likes. You really deserve to find out if you can even stand her, if she's even worth your time. Does that make sense? Brian?
I guess it's like the most interesting thing is themselves, right? It's number one person's interest is themselves.
I do talk about that, yes. And if you can get clear on yourself, then
personal relevant statement.
There you go. Being personal, being relevant, and then connect to her. And you'll find that once you make that connection, you may or may not feel a connection. You guys will come to find that women really suck at dating too. Women really suck at conversations too. You get to be the one who decides who's going to be in your life, who's going to be on that second date. You don't have to sit there and try to be like, well, how do I get her to want to see me again? How do you know you want to see her again? So if at the end of the day, all you do is be personal, be relevant, make that connection, see if you even feel that connection. You got to just decide for yourself. That's all. And you let yourself know.
Can relate to the human experience.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Every single person can relate to one another on a human experience. So as long as you are personal and you're relevant to that moment, you will always be able to make a connection. But it is about what you're willing to put in time, effort, and money for the first date, because you don't have to go all out. You absolutely do not.
Right. I remember I got the what's it called, the Speak Spark Arousal thing a while back. I put it into practice a long time ago, and it totally works, Jessica. Like it works.
Oh my God, that makes me so happy. The point of like,
the reason I asked for the first dates because it works too well. That's why.
I love it. I fucking love that. All right.
It's honestly a good thing. This is like I just need more ideas on it.
I love that. I really love that. And for those of you in the chat who don't know,
we'll see all fix Fearless and Jessica. Honestly, I came to.
We can't hear you, my dear.
Mute yourself in the Zoom.
Oh, unmute myself in the Zoom. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm scared too. Okay.
Oh yeah, I get muted here and there. I think for Zoom and such, just keep one side, like tell the caller to zoom out to mute the YouTuber.
But now we can't hear you.
What'd you say, Brian? What'd you say, Brian? What'd you say, Brian? What'd you say, Brian?
I said, when someone calls, just mute the Zoom. Like I can't hear y'all's echo. That's why. Like so that means it's through y'all's. Like someone is having their speaker on through their computer, and it's going through their echo. That's why.
So you saying we have to unmute the? Say it again. Say it again, Brian. You can't hear me. Brian, say it again, Brian.
So one of y'all are playing out loud. So this.
I'm listening.
Yeah, one of y'all are playing the computer out loud. I know it's crazy, but essentially just the volume on both of y'all's computers should be shut all the way down and just have one Zoom in.
Yeah,
that's the reason why. Because I hear echo on the Zoom from y'all. That's why. Like I hear myself echoing right now.
The people in the
Zoom.
chat, the people in the chat cannot hear if I don't have the volume up on the stream. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I need
so
to
the
have
chat. I don't know if the chat can hear me or not, but
they can only hear you if I'm unmuted.
I see.
So it's all good. But can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm sure the chat can hear me. So what I recommend is doing things that you enjoy doing on the first date.
Yes.
So
I agree on that.
I like to go bowling. I like to go shoot pool. I'm inviting the girl to be a part of that. And I'm already doing something I enjoy doing. So you're not in the mindset of I'm trying to impress her.
And sometimes I like to go to places I'm just comfortable with. It makes me more relaxed, and then they feel more relaxed.
Okay, but I'm not saying go sit in a fucking tree. You have to still do something. You have to still do an activity. You have to still do an activity on a date. But I would just let it be something that you can teach her. So if it's pool, you should be trying to escalate sexually, right? So if it's pool, hey, teach her how to shoot pool. If it's bowling, it's a fun activity that you enjoy doing that can still allow you to break the touch barrier. Forget all this, we're going to sit up there and look at each other across the table. You need to be escalating. So at least let it be something you enjoy doing, and you can teach her something fun. Look, Top Golf, bowling, shooting
I guess
pool.
for you, Vic, what would you like to? What would you do?
I love to go bowling. I like Top Golf. I like shooting pool.
I see.
Hey, you go shoot some pool. You get right behind her. She don't know how to you hold the stick. Now you teach her something new. Now she can smell you. Now you touching her.
I calibrate that pretty good, but yeah, I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah, so you breaking the touch barrier.
Intimate, a little, appropriately intimate in a sense. And then after that, you can escalate appropriately. And then potentially, if it goes somewhere, bring her back.
Right. So listen, the goal of this is you're doing something you enjoy doing. So you're not trying to impress the girl. If you already like shooting pool, hey, I'm in the evening shooting pool. And you get to break the touch barrier. You're not sitting across the table from her in an interview style. So tell me about yourself. No. Physicality, bro. I want this girl to smell me and feel me, right? And I'm going to teach her something new as well. So she's learning something new. You're doing something you enjoy, and you're breaking the touch barrier. You get what I'm saying? So I would prefer you do some kind of activity that you're preferably a little bit better at so you can teach her. So it's something fun, and you get to break the touch barrier.
Yeah, usually funny. Yeah, something teachable, learning, an experience so they don't forget.
Exactly. So who do you think she's going to think about more? The guy that took her Top Golf and he taught her how to, hold the putt, and he smelled nice and he was able to escalate properly, or the guy who took her to dinner and asked her the same questions over and over and over again that she's been on
right, the same
times.
thing over versus an experience. It's literally like just trying to entice an experience with them.
Yeah. All right, man.
I see.
Appreciate you, Brian, bro.
All right, thank you guys, both of y'all. Appreciate it.
All right, peace.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, let's see. We're gonna take one more. One more person. If you are excited for the last person of the show, give me some ones in the chat, man. Damn, somebody wrote a one before I even said a one. Give me some ones in the chat. If you're excited for the last person, give me some ones. I see you, Brooke. I see you, Ismail. I see you, Trayshawn. There we go. All right, guys, man. Before we get to the last person, don't forget to check out Jessica J's channel. Link is in the description, in the chat. And we're about to take on the last person, the last question of the day. Last question of the day. Last person. Make sure you have a good question, my guy. Richard, unmute yourself, Richard. Richard, unmute yourself. Richard,
can you hear me?
I can hear you, Richard. Go ahead. What's your question?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, bro. What's your question?
All right, bet. So, all right. So, like, one of the things I like to do, like, when I like to do is on dates is analyze the date. So, I like to see what I did right and what I did wrong. And
what, bro?
well, that's kind of laggy.
No, I can hear you perfectly. What you got? You like to analyze the date and what else?
But anyways, one of the most recent things that recently happened was that everything was going well. We went on 2 dates. The second one, we actually escalated to sex. But she had high interest. Like, towards the end of the date, like, she was looking forward for a third date. And then all of a sudden, like, she stopped talking. So, like, I want to see what I did wrong so I don't do it again. You know what I mean?
All right, I'm gonna let Jessica answer that.
And then
Hey, Richard, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, what makes you think you did anything wrong? Hello? Oh, you're muted.
So
Sorry.
after the second date,
Yeah.
we had sex.
Yeah.
And she seemed high interest. She was like, "Oh, like for the like, when do you want to hang out next?" And then all of a sudden, she just ghosted me. Not ghosted, but she just like stopped texting me or initiating the first text.
And then eventually she just fell off. You're muted again. So eventually after that, she just fell off?
I guess you could say that, yeah.
More or less, she fell off, right? Just y'all had sex, and then she was talking about third date, and now she's not initiating texts anymore, and then out of nowhere, y'all aren't speaking anymore, correct? Is that correct?
Yeah, so after the second date, she wanted to hang out again, but then I didn't text her until she texted me.
Okay.
Because I understand the dynamics where the girl has the control in the beginning, and then after you have sex, is like, you have the control, if that makes sense.
Okay. Okay. But either way, you lost her and you have no idea what you did wrong, correct? I'm going to assume that's correct.
Yeah, but
Okay. You know what I would say to that is, I don't think, I have no idea what happened with her. Am I still on? I don't know what happened with her. It sounds like, she had an issue. And if some girl's going to fall off like that, why? She gave you her answer. Too many of you guys take it upon yourselves. Men are so keen to think that they went and did something wrong, that their actions must have, brought about this cause in this girl falling off. This chick, you have no idea. As far as I'm concerned, she did you a favor. Let her fucking fall off. That's mad disrespectful. And you guys had a good time. And she was talking about she wants to see you again, but now all of a sudden she's gonna be two-faced and just that's very disrespectful. So many guys think that they're the problems. I think she did you a favor. A lot of women, we know off the bat when something isn't right, or sometimes, Fit even talked about it earlier. Women will get into these situations and mosey along and get all the benefits and then decide like, nah, I'm good. To me, I just think that you can sit here and try to ask us what the hell happened with her. We don't know. We weren't on your dates. We didn't see what you were texting her. But the fact that somebody could just drop off like that after you thought you had a good time and you thought you really liked each other, she did you a favor.
All right. So what do you think, Beth? I understand that in order, like in these situations, is where abundance mindset comes in. I guess you could say that I'm lacking it.
Yeah.
But I'd really like to understand why certain situations don't work out how they're supposed to. And
when you say,
I personally know the answer. What was that?
Here's the thing. When you say how they're supposed to, the whole dating game is about finding somebody you can enjoy and share your life with. And what kind of enjoyment are you going to have with somebody who falls off so fucking easily without telling you why? You're not supposed to be with somebody who can drop you like that. And yeah, the abundance mentality should come in. That's fine. I understand you really want to understand what you did wrong. But the only thing you can understand is that humans are completely unpredictable. They're the most unpredictable things in this fucking universe. And you cannot control every situation or any situation really when it comes to your interactions with another human being. And if she exited your life, take that as her doing you a big fucking favor.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I don't know, personally, I overthink a lot on things, and
I hear you. I do.
like
I do too.
Yeah, like I know the answer to this. I know I should just move on and obviously get more options, but it's kind of hard to because for me, I'm always problem solver. I try to analyze everything. Okay, I did this, it worked out, so next time I'll do it. This didn't work this time, so next time I'll do this. And right now, I don't know what I did because I personally feel like I did everything right. Never mind. I know the answer.
Yeah, you know the answer, and I totally get it. Again, it's very easy, especially when you hold yourself to a very high standard. You know that, okay, if I did something wrong, I want to fix it. And to be here and say that, hey, I want to know what I did wrong. I'm totally okay with it. I'll tell you what, I've had guys come back to me months down the line and be like, hey, you stopped talking to me. I know you're a dating coach. It would really mean a lot to me if you told me what went wrong. I will always tell those dudes, it takes a big set of balls for a guy to do that. So if you want to hit her up in a couple months or something and just straight up, if it's making this face and you genuinely want to know, hey, for my own benefit, I'm not trying to talk to you again. I'm just curious. I think it takes a big fucking man to be able to say that. And any guy who came across me was like, I want to know. I've told them, and they've been like, okay, yeah, I'm a dating coach for men. So.
All right, listen, I'm gonna talk. Listen, why do you give a fuck? That's my question. See, y'all have such an attachment. Y'all care more than women do. Why do you give a fuck? She left, she stayed, it doesn't matter. Obviously, she thought she could do better, or maybe her period came, or maybe the sky changed. Who gives a fuck? All right? Why do you care? You care because you're still in scarcity. Let's go deeper into why you care. You care because you want this girl to validate you by being in your life. That means you don't have a true abundance mindset. A true abundance mindset is, I am willing to walk away. I am willing to move on regardless of anything. You guys think the abundance mindset is you could turn it on and off. I'm gonna have an abundance mindset today and not tomorrow. Abundance mindset is abundance mindset through and through every single time. If a girl stops talking to you, if a girl starts talking to me, well, guess what? Somebody's gonna come take your spot. That's the thing. If you felt that way, tell me that. Let's be honest. If a girl started talking to you and you had girls damn near trying to beat your door in to fuck with you, you wouldn't even be asking me this. Would you? No, because you don't. How many girls are you sleeping with? Or was it only her? Tell me the truth.
Sleeping with? Yeah, it was only her.
Bing bang.
This is magic every single time.
Bing bang.
You sleeping with one girl. You don't have no access to other women. That one girl pulls back. You get in a scarcity mindset. if you had women beating down your door, trying to get at you, you would forget a girl flake. That's how it should be. Oh, you flake? Oh, crap. I forgot. Oh, shit. What's her name? Amanda trying to see me. You're too in scarcity, right? So you need to put in the work, make yourself a catch. So things are going to happen. Girls are going to fall off. Girls are going to change their mind. If you have other girls that want you, you could not care less. Okay, and what happens is because you don't care or because you're not stressing it, that girl's going to see that and want to come back. But the fact that you're asking this tells me directly. I didn't even have to ask. I already knew she was the only one you were sleeping with. You didn't have no other girls. If you had a girl who was hotter than her, been stressing you for a couple of weeks, you would be smashing her tonight, right? Correct?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. Like, I know, like, why. I know the reason why, and
it doesn't matter. Listen, you could do everything perfect and you still leave. Stop caring.
No, yeah. That's like my problem too. I care too much, like, about everything.
But you care too much because you don't listen
about the wrong things.
Listen, bro. Listen to me carefully. You care too much because you don't have options.
No, I agree, and you're completely right.
If you had,
I agree.
Listen, you wouldn't have time to overanalyze anything. If you had 5 other girls who were trying to, it's physically impossible. I've been having girls text me the last 5 days trying to hit me up, trying to see me. A girl flaked. Oh, you flaked? I didn't even realize. You wouldn't even notice. A girl pulled back, you wouldn't even notice. So what you need to do is put yourself in that abundance, because women have that abundance naturally. They can get dick anytime they want to. It's not a complicated process for them. So what you need to do is give yourself that abundance mindset. Women will always come and go, bro. Always. You gotta stop giving a fuck, but you stop giving a fuck once you have other women. You can't fake it. I'm sorry to tell you this, but none of y'all, if you're only sleeping with one girl and she pulls back, it's gonna affect you. I'm sorry. So you need to put in the work and make yourself a catch and be around other women. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get you, bro.
Stop feeling that. They're not gonna feel sorry for you.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, they don't care. It ain't hard for them to get sex, bro. So you got to put yourself in the same. You have to give yourself a shot, and you only give yourself a shot by having that same abundance, or else you will keep overanalyzing, though, bro. The next girl that comes, you will overanalyze too.
Yeah, I feel like I'm still in the right direction, because I don't, even when that stuff like that happens, I don't ask them, or I don't like overly try to prove myself. I think about it myself, but I don't show them that I do. You know what I mean? So obviously there's room for improvement. I don't want you to think about it yourself, because it's like they can still sense it. Don't you always notice when you don't really care is when women want you the most? It's like they have a sense. I think Jessica and all women have a sense when a man just don't give a fuck. When he really deep down does not give a fuck, it's like they can feel it. You can act like you don't give a fuck, but she probably knows you still do. But when you really, really don't care, you wouldn't even notice it, bro. So the key for you to stop overanalyzing things is for you to get more options. Or let's say it's your girlfriend, right? You just know that you can get more options. I'm telling you, bro, it's going to be hard for women to pull back when they know. Listen, bro, you don't have to believe me, but you know the truth. If a girl feels like if she messes up, if she does anything that she's probably never going to see you again, if she really likes you, it's very unlikely for her to play these games. She might be doing this as a power play. She might be doing this to get you to chase her. That's what she might be doing. She smashed you a couple times. It's the bait and switch, right? Give you the pussy a couple times and then get you hooked enough so you can start pursuing her. This is a game that some women play, right?
for you not to fall for this game is to have options. Hey, you play this game with me. Adios.
Yeah, I get you. I understand the whole thing, the whole like what I need to do. I just wanted to hear your take on it. Like, I know I shouldn't care. I know I should get more options. I know I should keep improving myself, get more money. I can't go to the gym right now. I just got surgery, but once I'm done with like rehab and everything, hit the gym. I'm in school right now, so focus on that. Like, I know the answer. Just wanted to hear your opinion on it, and yeah.
Yeah, man, it's not gonna get easier, bro. So you got to get better. Just get better.
Yeah, and I had one more question.
All right, you can direct really that quick to Jessica. I'm gonna mute myself and you ask.
Okay, it's more of like a finance question, but Jessica, what do you recommend? Do you recommend like moving out of your parents' house? Right now, I'm like 20. I'm in school, but I don't know if I should move out. I think it's the correct thing because it forces me to make more money. It forces me into adulthood, but I don't know what I should do.
Honestly, are you asking that in regards to like what a woman would think about a 20-year-old man living with his mother or living with his parents? Sorry, you probably didn't hear me. Are you asking this in regards to what women would think about a 20-year-old student living with his parents? Like how she would feel about that?
No. This is like completely off top, like not regarding to dating. I meant like, or are those questions just dating right now? I don't know.
He told me you had to ask me, but if you have this question for him, that's fine too.
No, either way. As a successful individual, I'd like to hear your opinion.
So listen, bro. You should definitely move out your parents' house. Listen, the key to sex is logistics. Women don't want to. They as freaky as they are, they don't want to feel like a slut. It's gonna be hard for her to feel like to let it out with your mama at home. All right, and she ain't going nowhere. So, not just that, you need the freedom of how you gonna solve. Okay, let's say you got that once a rotation of women, and you gotta bounce her to this place. You just making your chances of getting laid even harder. So having your own place is not even a question. This is something you need to do if you want to have any successful women.
Yeah, I agree with you. Do you think it's financially smart though? Because I hear like a lot of people saying, "Oh, like it's better to save your money and live with your parents."
Man, get the fuck out of here! You ain't gonna fuck no chicks. Like listen, financially smart, or you want to fuck? What you want to get? You want to get chicks? What you want? Listen, listen to me. Listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. I'm not saying go spend money on an apartment that you can't afford. What I'm saying is you should be working to be able to get something where you're not relying on your parent. So even if it's a studio or something, right? What's the point? This is why you're in scarcity, because you're not putting yourself in the dating market to be able to attract women. If you can afford to get an apartment, get your ass in an apartment so you have that freedom. You take away that safety blanket, and when you don't have the safety blanket of your parents being there, it forces you to work even harder. But guess what? When you're living with your mom and dad, things go wrong. Hey, I can always stay in my dad's crib. Get your own apartment, be your own man, start facing challenges on your own, start paying your own bills. It's gonna make you more motivated. Okay?
Gotcha.
All right, man. Talk to you later, man. Peace.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. Peace. All right. This is it for hold up. Let me unmute Jessica. All right, guys. It's been fun. Once again, guys, check out the chat. Jessica has blessed us with her time today, giving you guys game. That's her channel in the chat. Check out her channel. She's giving you guys game over there as well. Appreciate you for coming on. It's been fun, man, but I can't give you guys all my time. I'm an abundance mindset too. Y'all can't stay with me. You can't have all my time too, bro. All right? It's been fun, guys. Before I go, I'm going to give you guys a link to my free training again. 3 biggest mistakes stopping you from getting laid is completely free. If you're having issues with women, and you want to get better, this is free. So check it out. It's been fun. And deuces until next time. Peace.